More FPL. Today it's time for my Gameweek 16 preview, and I'll start by briefly reviewing Gameweek 15. I'll then discuss the top 3 transfers in for each position so far this game week. I'll finish by outlining my plans this week in terms of transfers, starting 11 and captaincy. So before talking about Gameweek 16, let's briefly review my Gameweek 15 score. I had a good week with 61 points, where Son, Trent and Wilson were the heroes. Captain Salah, Antonio and Mbuemo off the bench also returned, but everyone else blanked. More FPL. Now let's look at the top 3 transfers in for each position so far this game week. So let's talk about goalkeepers, starting with Aaron Ramsdale of Arsenal, who blanked in the last match. He's priced at 5 million now, so maybe some better value can be found around 4.5 million. The Gunners still have a good run of fixtures till March, apart from West Ham and Man City. Next is David De Gea of Man United, who got just a 3rd clean sheet of the season this week. United looked better defensively before Rangnick's arrival and barely conceded a chance against Crystal Palace. They have a really good run of fixtures until March really, apart from West Ham. Last is Jose Sarr of Wolves, who lost his clean sheet late on against Liverpool. He's still top point scoring goalkeeper overall though, just ahead of more premium options. Wolves do have quite a tough fixture run though, including Man City and Chelsea in the next 3. More FPL. Now let's talk about defenders, starting with Sergio Reguilón of Spurs, who got injured against Norwich. Apparently it's a back problem, so it's hard to know at this point how serious that is. Spurs have looked better defensively, and Reguilón does have a goal and 3 assists so far. The upcoming fixtures are mixed, so you don't want to buy if you're prepared to start him every week. Next is Reece James of Chelsea, who blanked this week and was also booked. This was against the West Ham side, who have caused a few shocks this season though. He still looks like a good attacking option in a strong defensive side in Chelsea. They have a decent run of fixtures in December before facing Liverpool and Man City. Last is Trent Alexander-Arnold of Liverpool, who got a clean sheet and all 3 bonus this week. That haul made him comfortably the top point scoring defender, pulling clear of Cancelo. It's now a goal, 7 assists and 8 clean sheets for the nailed-on attacking fullback. Liverpool also have a good run of fixtures, apart from facing Chelsea in Gameweek 21. More FPL. Now let's talk about midfielders, starting with Bernardo Silva of Man City, who got 2 more goals this week. It's now 7 goals and 2 assists for the season, and he's 2nd top point scoring midfielder. With a fully fit squad, there may be a bit of rotation now, but he's still great value. City have great fixtures to mid-February, apart from Arsenal and Chelsea. Next is Mason Mount of Chelsea, who got a 2nd consecutive double-digit return. It's now 5 goals and 5 assists, which is a great return for the amount of minutes he's played. He's been an inconsistent starter. With Chelsea's injuries, he should be nailed for now. As mentioned, Chelsea have a decent run of fixtures in December before facing Liverpool and Man City. Last is Jarrod Bowen of West Ham, who got a goal and assist against Chelsea. It's now 3 goals and 7 assists in a Hammers side, currently 4th in the league. He looks to be the standout midfield option over Said Benrahma from the start of the season. West Ham have a pretty good run of fixtures coming up, apart from Arsenal in Gameweek 17. More FPL. Finally, let's talk about forwards, starting with Emmanuel Dennis of Watford, who blanked for the first time in 4. He's the second top point scoring forward behind Jamie Vardy with 6 goals and 6 assists. He's still fantastic value at just 5.6 million and has now started the last 5 games. Wolves have a good next few fixtures before things toughen up a bit, but not too much. Next is Mikel Antonio of West Ham, who got his first return for a while with an assist. Despite his recent form, he remains third top point scoring forward, highlighting the lack of options. He has 6 goals and 5 assists overall, but largely from very early in the season. As mentioned, West Ham now have a pretty good fixture run, but they've also done well in the tougher ones. Last is Cristiano Ronaldo of Man United, who blanked this week after his haul against Arsenal. United have looked better in recent weeks, first under Carrick and now in Ranić's first game. As mentioned, United have a great run of fixtures all the way through to March. Ronaldo could become a serious captaincy alternative to Salah if he can find some consistency. More FPL. So now let's talk about my plans for this game week, starting with transfers. I have 2 free transfers and I'll definitely use at least one, and possibly both. I have 1.1 million in the bank, so a bit of flexibility if I was to just use one. Marcos Alonso went off injured, so I'll wait for further news on how serious that is. Rudiger would be an easy move, but I'm not too keen, and the Spurs wingbacks are also doubtful. Ivan Toney has COVID and will probably miss the next 2, so I could move him out. I could bring in Dennis, who has been in great form, plus Watford have good fixtures. And Bomo got his first return for a while with an assist, but I'm not too keen on him long term. I could afford Silva with the Toney downgrade, or move for Conor Gallagher at Crystal Palace. Ben Foster is out for a while, but I'm happy with just Ramsdale, who seems pretty nailed. More FPL. Next, who will be on my bench and which players am I considering for the captaincy? Brownhill is always on my bench, and Foster obviously, for the foreseeable. Livramento doesn't have the worst fixture if Alonso needs to be benched for 1 week. And Bomo has a good fixture if he stays, or Tony's replacement could start. It'd be hard to look past Salah for captaincy, as he's been so consistent in at least returning something. Bernardo if he comes in, or Son, could be decent differentials, but I'd probably go Salah. I'll post my transfers and final team selection on Twitter, so follow me at @more_FPL. Thank you so much for watching, I really appreciate it. Give it a like if you enjoyed it. Add your own thoughts and questions in the comments, and I'll try to get through as many as I can. Never miss a Game Week preview by subscribing and turning on notifications. More FPL.